morning, everybody. My name is Jared O'Leary. I've been drumming since 1998. I still got a lot to work on. Today, I'm going to be working on this book. It's called 50 Ways of Syncopation by Dom Moyo. It is a fantastic book. It's got 50 different ways to work on limb independence with Ted Reed's book, Syncopation, or using the charts in Dom's book. There's 20 of them. Or using the 55 charts on my YouTube channel. Now, the way that I'm learning limb independence is largely based off of Gary Chester's idea of limb interdependence, which he outlines in New Breed 1 and 2. So I recommend those books as well. Now, in all these practice streams, I like to share what I'm working on, how I'm working on things, how I'm trying to improve as somebody who's been drumming forever. I, afterwards, will include timestamps in the description that shows what I was working on or what I was talking about in nearly 400 practice streams over the last couple of years. Now, people often ask me questions in the different chats that I have on the monitor. Why? Because I've been drumming for so long, and because I've taught every single grade, kindergarten through doctoral student. So I've got a range of performing and teaching experience, and I'll often edit those responses and put them into this playlist that has just under 100 videos for drumming tips. So you can check these out. The title is the very first thing that I talk about, and then there's often multiple different topics afterwards if it says "and other drumming tips" or "and other teaching tips." So check those out if you are interested in diving into more tips and whatnot. If you see any videos, by the way, there's like almost 460, something like that say members first. They're all scheduled to release for free. So all my content will become available for free 100%. If you want early access, it's 99 cents. That's it. So that's 100% up to you if you want to join the members thing. But again, it's all coming out. Like this one comes out on Friday. But some of them might come out like a year and a half from now. So stay tuned. Plenty more content, new one daily. Now, this is Shia LaBeouf. Why is Shia LaBeouf here? Shia LaBeouf is going to help me get motivated to work on limb independence because I'm not good at it yet. So we're going to hide him because of copyright. Shia LaBeouf, help me out here. I need motivation. Do it. Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do it. Some people dream success. Well, you're going to wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit. And you're not going to stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it. Just do it. Yes, you can. Just do it. If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. Oh, wow, I'm so motivated now to work on limb independence. Now, like I said, I've been drumming since 1998, but most of my drumming's been like rudimental, and then some concert percussion and whatnot. Was that just recommending an interview talking about Shia LaBeouf? No, I'm good. Thanks so. So limb independence is something that I've spent a very small percentage of my time working on. Most of it's been on rudimental. So if you go to the link that's up here, jaredoleary.com/drum, this takes you to my website where it's organized neater than I can do on my home tab of YouTube. But we got 62 chop exercises in here, like a bunch of shopping sprees and other stuff for rudimental drumming. We've got over 1,000 grid variations. There's 419 for triplet. There's 577 for 16th note. There's 36 wacky ones like Herta grid, etc. And then the limb independence section. This is where I'm going to be spending the bulk of my time today, is working on these different charts, the straight ones, the swung ones. And then for some of them, if I'm not very good at it, I might be working on some of the permutations in these timing exercises playlists. Now, this video, the how to develop limb independence on the drum kit, I outlined the steps in order to be able to develop this. It's in every single one of these playlists right here. So the second video tells you how to do that, in case you're curious. There's almost 500 marching bass stuff. There's a few different drumline cadences and whatnot, and then there's almost 400 technique exercises, like to work on an endurance and speed, or to work on your stick control, or whatever. These go super slow, like as slow as 20 beats a minute, and then one click at a time faster, all the way up to like 240 for some of them. So if you want to work on your technique, your chops, whatever, we got you covered. If you want to learn how to get better on the drums, again, there's over 13 hours of drumming tips in this playlist, and then there's some scripted lessons like how to hold a drumstick, or how to hold traditional grip, or the stretch and massage routine that I'm going to do here in a little bit, etc. Now, the book that I said that I was working out of, again, is this one. So 50 Ways of Syncopation by Dom Moyo. You can actually find a link to that underneath here. This one where it says books and gear I recommend. This has, most of these are Amazon affiliate links, FYI. So I get about 4% back from Amazon with no cost to you. But Dom's book is here. It links to his site. It's not an affiliate link. He doesn't even know I'm promoting it. He's just a good dude. And dude can play. So he sounds so tasty on the drums. But these are like a bunch of different books, hardware, like the pedals I'm using, the low volume cymbals, heads, etc., sticks. So if you're interested, check out /gear, and then this allows you to see like all the different things I'm using. But 100% up to you. Okay, so I've taken Dom's book, and what I've done is I've put it inside of this spreadsheet. So this spreadsheet makes it so that I can keep track of like how I'm doing on these. So the pattern I'm actually going to be working on is the one that I just put on the screen right above me right here. So it's number 36. So column A right here is the average of like how I'm doing the last several times I played through each one of these limb independence patterns. I'm skipping all the ones that sound technically proficient or musical, meaning playing the ink on the page or adding in some extra timbres and textures, etc. So any of them that sound good on average, I'm skipping through that. I'm focusing on the stuff I'm not good at yet. Let me emphasize the yet. So these are practice streams where I'm actually showing you like what I'm trying to do to improve. So the one I'm working on here is the Poinciana Groove. And so it's a Samba foot pattern. And the last time I did this, I did it at 160, and it was technically proficient. So let's try it at 165 today. We'll see how that goes. But the pattern that I'm doing is this. So normally, when you're playing the Samba pattern, you play like some kind of an ostinato pattern with a ride, whether it's straight eighth notes, or some that are like broken apart, or whatever, okay? So normally it's in the right hand, and then you will do the limb independent stuff with the left hand. But in this case, this particular pattern, if you look at the thing that's like spelled out right there on the vertical or right there for the horizontal, on 2 and 4, you actually hit with the crash with the left hand, and you read through all the patterns with the right hand in the charts, okay? So this one takes the ostinato, the thing that just keeps repeating and repeating and repeating, and it actually puts it on the other limb, the left hand, which is weird. So this one is kind of a wacky one to work on. What I'm going to do to work on this is I'm going to go into the straight drum charts under the limb independence section, and it goes from slow to fast. And because I'm going to go at 165, I'm going to go into this playlist for straight charts, 160 to 240, and we click, and there's all these different charts in here organized into like groups of 5, okay? So, oh, and here's that video, how to develop limb independence, that I mentioned earlier. But anyways, so last time I did this, I just started with chart 1 and just kind of worked my way through. So what I'm going to do now is actually I'm going to just start with chart 6 and work my way through for the different patterns. So that way each day I'm just kind of, reading a different thing. I want to work on sight reading these charts, not memorizing these charts or anything. That is not ideal. No. 1080, please. Thanks. Cool. All right, so let me turn up the volume so I can actually hear this play along. You can't hear it on your end, but that's just because there's like a sync delay, so I have it muted. But there is a play along, so when you actually use these to practice, you will be able to hear it, assuming your audio works. Anyways, I've been talking too much. Let's play. 1, 2, ready, and... My mouse is already sliding. Stay. Thank you for the like on YouTube, horizontal. All right, right hand's reading the chart. 1, 2, ready, air. Okay, a little weird, right? Especially with the melody being in the right hand. Most drum kit players will tend to play the ostinato in the right hand instead of the melody. 8. My left hand feels like it's on autopilot. Nice. 2, a 1, 2, ready, and... messed up there. I'm so sorry. I have to admit, I was looking at my wife who was like walking by. Screwed me up. 2, 1, 2, ready, and... Alright, last chart. Mostly technically proficient. I say with hesitation. 2, a 1, 2, here we go. Sweet. All right, so mostly technically proficient. Not bad to warm up with. I'll take it. Let's put that in the chart. Keep track of it. We did not graduate. Darn. Making progress on it, though. We're speeding it up. We are getting better with it each day. So if you look previously, it was meh. I think maybe the next time I'll actually graduate if I do another technically proficient. And then this column will switch over to that. So again, this is keeping track of how I'm doing with these so I can make sure I'm practicing the ones I'm not good at yet. Now I'm going to stretch and massage, so let's actually use that camera. So for the stretch and massage, I've got a video under the drumming lessons playlist on my home tab. So if you scroll down to the tips and lessons, the drumming lessons one has a video called This Hand Routine Saved My Drumming, and it's got like a better camera angle than what I can do during these live streams. So you can check that out if you're interested in it, but it gives you an explanation and a view of these different types of stretches, like stretching the underside of the forearm. The one that I did at the very beginning was stretching the sides of the forearm. Another way you can do this is stretching it on the wall. You can also do 2 fingers at a time, and then 2 fingers. Do that for like 20 or 30 seconds. Oh, this feels good on the right hand. Yeah. Feels great. I highly recommend doing this after you've warmed up for just like a few minutes. Just like play through some charts or some exercises, like stick control variations, whatever. We've got, I think, like a dozen stick control variations on the technique playlist called Stick Control. So you can do those if you want. Now I'm going to do the top side of the forearm. So you could do it like this. You could do 2 fingers, 2 fingers. You could do it on the wall like I demonstrated yesterday. I think, question mark? Maybe it was 3 days ago. I don't remember. All these streams blurred together. Too many. And last stretch. Now I'm going to stretch the fingers. So I'm doing thumb to thumb, so it just goes twice as fast. So stretching each one of the fingers. Start with the larger muscles, so like the forearms, etc. And then work towards the smaller stuff. Same thing with the massages, which I'm going to do here in a minute. And then we'll get back into playing some more limb independence patterns that I'm not good at yet. Emphasis on the yet. Can't recommend it enough. I've been drumming since 1998. I have a bachelor's, master's, PhD in music education. So I've gone as high as you can go for like education side of things. I got a full ride in percussion performance. I've received awards as a performer. And I still focus on the stuff that I'm not good at. You can too. I'm still not the best at a lot of things. In fact, I'm not the best at most things. But I practice the stuff I'm not good at, so that way I can get better. Highly recommend it for you too. Doesn't matter how long you've been drumming for, how good you think you are relative to other people. That's great, cool. There's still more to learn. So I highly recommend focusing on that stuff. Don't feel like you graduated and don't need to focus on the basics. Yesterday we worked on sweeps on tenors, and like 3 days ago we worked on like just playing the hands together, trying to refine things. Very basic stuff. That's all like stuff that beginner and maybe even intermediate like drummers will look at and go, I don't need to do that. I'm better than that. You're not. Hate to break it to you. Focus on that stuff. I promise it pays off. But if you don't want to listen to me, that's fine. That's fine. I'll just keep talking to myself because that's what I do here. Okay, now I'm going to massage my hand with the thumb in the palm and the fingers on the back side of the hand. Just kind of working my way around. And then I've got one more massage that I'm going to do for the fingers. And then we will play the next pattern, which is... oh, yay. It's a swung pattern, and it's a rough one. Why is my snare so far up? What do you mean? Elaborate. Hello, does that say chopped cheese? Is that your name? That's funny. Why not shredded cheese? Was that name taken? Alright, so the last one, base to tip, each one of the fingers. Going from there. Someone's touching the tom? Yeah, so you want to have it so that your hands don't have to move very far when playing on stuff. So the further apart your drums are, the less efficient it is. So you're on the YouTube vertical. On the YouTube horizontal, you might have a better view if I use this one, so you can see it more. But when I'm playing here, this is a nice, comfortable, relaxed position for me to have my hands at. So this is a great position for the left. You don't want to have it next to you, because then you're going to have your like arms kicked back behind you like this, so that you can play like on a snare drum right here. And that's just going to be weird. So you want to have it close to you so you can have the most efficient, least motion possible when playing. You like far stick travel on high strokes? Yeah, so that is going to make it so you will play slower and have less endurance than being able to play like this. So my background is in rudimental drumming. So like playing marching snare, etc. So for me, power has nothing to do with how far the stick is going into it. So in fact, the other day I was demonstrating how you can have significant power coming from very small amount of strokes, because it comes from the velocity of the stroke from point A into point B, as well as the amount of contact on the stick that you have. So it doesn't come from throwing your arm into it. And in fact, you can actually choke off the stick too much by playing with too much contact on the stick, and it'll make it so that no matter how much arm you put into it, your hand will physically absorb the sound and make it so you have less power. So I have had some students who, usually in the metal genre, they wanted to have that more showy, like, feel where they're moving all around and doing this kind of thing, and that's cool, but it will slow you down in the long run. So it's not a right or wrong way to play, but for where I play, because my background's in rudimental percussion, I have no issue with power in my hands at all. So I can play nice and low and still get plenty of sound out of it without having to swing my arms all around it and whatnot. So for me, it's all about the efficiency. Like, especially if I'm playing like there's a V pattern where you can use like a Julie Spencer technique, where you turn your wrist like this while you read through the patterns with the foot. So like something like that, if I was playing this like this and moving all around, that's just wasted energy. And again, you can still get plenty of sound out of it without having to use your full arm, etc. But, you know, there's many ways to play. Speaking of many ways to play, we're going to play another pattern that I'm not good at yet. So again, we're skipping the one that I'm good at, the biome pattern, which I'll just play it for you for a second because it bops. So the biome pattern with the foot, it goes right, left, both. Right, left, both. So boom, it's good. You can hit a snare over the bass drum without a trigger hitting it that lightly. Yeah, of course. It all depends on how loud you play the bass drum. So the heel down approach in particular, like for bass, allows you to have more dynamic control than like a heel up approach. Although you can use both for different things. But yeah, totally. You most definitely can. Dynamic control is super important. Okay, let me copy this. So this next one I'm going to play through is funny. So the triggers are actually, the only reason why I have the triggers, it has nothing to do with like making it so that the snare pops through or anything like that. It's because I'm using the mesh heads. So the mesh heads are the silent stroke heads. And then these are the low volume cymbals, which is why you can see my hand through here. So it's just so you don't like annoy neighbors. So like my wife can be on a work call in like the next room, and the people on the call literally can't hear me drumming. So that's the only reason why I have them. But yeah, the triggers are just there, so it gives it that like you can make it whatever sound you want while playing quietly. Do it. As a metal drummer, how fast you play. Yeah, seriously. So the more motion you have to get to like get to your different drum, it's just like the least efficient it is, and this really going to negatively impact what you're doing. But okay, so I'm gonna actually the pattern I'm about to do. Technically, you could play metal, even though it's a swung pattern. So good morning, Jeffrey. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so normally you're doing this. And you're playing. Cool. And you just like read through the patterns on the snare. Cool. Except for this, what we're actually going to do is triplet, 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 triplet. So you're filling in everything you don't see on the charts with your feet. So if you were to do this on double bass and you're going triplet, 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 while ding, ding, ding in the right hand, okay? So the left foot is going to be on the hi-hat, the right foot is going to be on the bass drum, and it's supposed to be a strict alternating. That's the goal. So the last time we worked on this, we got it to 85. Let's try it at 90 today. We'll see how this goes. It might crash and burn. Stay tuned, folks. So we're going to go back to my home tab of the tube of you. And we're going to skip past the chop exercises, skip past the thousands of grid variations, and we're in the limb independence section. And inside of here, we've got all these different play-alongs. Because I'm playing a swung pattern, I'm going to go into the charts that are the swung charts down here. And because I'm playing at 90, I'm going to go into this one from 60 to 99. There's 55 charts in here. I just played 6 through 10, so let's go ahead and just do 11 through 15. We'll just kind of go next in the order, and we'll play through 5 charts. Wish me luck on this. I'm not good at this pattern yet, but you know what? It's a lot of fun to try it. Now, by the way, you can't hear the play along, but it's counting me off right now. So ding, ding, ding. Okay, so the snare drum is going to read the pattern. The thing that's up here on vertical, and if you're on the horizontal, it's down at the bottom. The right hand is going to play ding, ding, ding the whole time. I'm filling in all rests with alternating triplets on the feet. 1, 2, ready, and... This looks fun to play, but also nightmare? Yes. My brain is like in like maximum effort mode right now, trying to play through it. What I'll do now is I'll play it on the double bass so you can actually hear what the left foot is doing a little bit better. 1, 2, 1, 2, wish me luck. Sorry. So that's what the feet are doing while doing this, but I'm going to put it back on the hi-hat as written. Now, you would not play like a full chart like this. This is just to practice it to get the limb independence down. So what I would recommend, though, is to do like a fill, or maybe like a hit or something while reading through some charts with this pattern. But to practice it, like read through a whole chart like this, or Ted Reed's book. Hey, I appreciate it. I'm glad you are enjoying the content. Stay tuned for many more. I like creating it. I like to play. Yeah, there's so much of it, which is why I recommend going to the home tab so you can actually sort through it a little bit neater than, you know, attempting to find stuff on the video feed. Good luck. Here we go. Had some reading issues in there. I'm telling you, I need to get that refund from Hooked on Phonics. It just, you know, did not work for me. Alright, so chart 15, this is the last one for this particular pattern, and then we're going to do another limb independence pattern, number 39, which is a weird one, because you're playing 4-4 in your hands and 3-4 in your feet. What? That was a hard chart for that pattern. Okay, so mostly technically proficient, some reading airs and whatnot, but I mostly had fun with this. Did it sound perfect yet? No, but we're practicing this. Okay, so this next one, this next one is a bit wacky. So let me copy and paste this, and then we'll put it in the thing that's on the screen so you can actually see what we're doing here. All right, so boop, number 39. Nope. There we go. All right, so number 39 is this. So you're playing a double time swung. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. So it's actually straight, but it's ding, ding, ding as double time. Okay. So when doing this though, even though the charts are in 4/4, we're gonna play 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 the entire time. 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And you're reading through the patterns in 4/4 on the snare drum. Okay? And if you want an extra challenge, you can play some different weird polyrhythm stuff. Okay. Last time, how fast did we play? Okay, so last time we did it at 125, and what I recommended for myself, because I kind of put this down, was 125. So we did it at 120. I think I said 125 twice. I don't know. Brain, don't give up on me now. Never back down, never what? All right, so we're going to go back to the home tab here. Boop. Again, this is where I recommend going to all the exercises. If you want to work on chop stuff, go to the chop stuff. If you want to work on grid, go there. If you want to work on your technique, go there. There's thousands, plural, of exercises. And then here's where all the tips are, the lessons, and then all the live streams if you want to see me have myself practicing stuff I'm not good at yet. As well as, respond to questions. But under the limb independence section, because it's a double time swung, it's technically going to be reading through straight eighth notes. And I'm doing this at 125, so I'm going to go to the straight drum charts from 100 to 159. And we just did charts 11 through 15, so I'm just going to go ahead and go to the next one. So again, there's so many charts in here, 55 of them, to make it so that you're not reading the same thing over and over. So you're actually practicing sight reading going through these charts. So you can sit down at a gig and see a chart for the very first time and go, okay, I can play this. Granted, you probably wouldn't do one of these patterns for the whole chart, but maybe you would. I don't know. It depends on the gig. All right, so 125. Again, 3/4 in the feet, double time in the right hand. Left hand is going to read on the snare drum. 1, 2, ready, and that's how you pronounce it. That's the appropriate way. Trust me, I'm a doctor. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. Ready, and. Okay, cool. Now you notice because it's in 3/4 with the feet, it's not going to line up until the third chart. The downbeat where the snare drum would hit is where the bass drum's supposed to be, if I do this correctly. 2, 1, 2, ready, and. And again, there's a click track in here, so you can actually hear the rhythms while you're practicing it, so you can hear when you make a mistake. And then you too can chirp like a bird like I do when I make a mistake. A 1, 2, ready, and... Yeah, we did it right. Landed with the downbeat. Woo! And it lands on the downbeat at the start of this first line on the 4th chart, if you're doing it right. Sounds like so far we are. And a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, here we go. Okay, so this is pattern 39. 39.1 is a variation that takes us to like 11. It is wacky. So we'll do that here after this chart, so stay tuned. 1, 2, ready, and... Sweet! We did it! Success! Oh my! Alright, so it's mostly technically proficient. We have not graduated from them yet. Column A did not switch over. Wah, wah. Okay, so now, the thing that I was teasing you with. 39.1. This variation, not in Dom's book, but it's something that I talked about with him back in the day. And it is wacky. So let me paste it in there so you can see it. Alright, what is it? Okay, so same thing. Jared, he misled us. No. So what you're going to do, instead of just reading it only on the snare drum, you're going to change to a different part of the instrument every single downbeat of the foot. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But the thing you're reading is in 4. What? Yeah, exactly. It gets wacky. I'm going to have to go into like maximum effort mode in order to be able to do this. We made progress on it. So meh, on average, needs a lot of work, which means it's terrible, can barely get through it. But last time we played through this at 100, I was making progress and it's meh, so an improvement. Just a little bit. Does it sound good yet? No. Not at all. I need some coffee, I think. Maximum effort. We're going to use all 100% of our brain right now. Okay. I need Shia LaBeouf motivation again. Do it! Alright, so I'm just going to go back into the same playlist since this is the same speed. We just did 16 through 20, so now I'm going to do 21 through 25. Again, these are the straight charts. And I'm going to go... since it's at 100, we'll just go to the very beginning of this. So let me flip my mouse upside down. Tell it to go to the beginning. And here we go. Wish me luck. This is so not good yet. I can't even come up with a word to describe the quality of the playing that you're about to experience. Maybe a word would be bad. 1, 2, ready, and so much slower. I need it to let my brain process what's about to happen. So again, we're gonna switch every downbeat of the foot. So 1, 2, 3, switch, 2, 3, switch, 2, 3, while reading in 4, 4. I was early. Did y'all hear that ambulance drive by? That was weird. Earlier we had some bird calls, but now there's an ambulance. That was definitely not me wailing, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Switching every bass drum. 2, 3, 1, 2. Here we go. Read it wrong. Thank you for the like on the YouTube horizontal. I appreciate it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Like, clearly we can play this when it's all on one drum, but when you're switching every 3 notes between different drums, yikes. 2, ready, and... How you doing on the YouTube vertical? Sorry, it's hard for me to, read through this. Ah! Bird flew by. Oh, okay. 2 more charts with this pattern, and then we're gonna do another one that's also difficult. We're stuck on the hard ones. We've graduated from a lot of the easier patterns in this book, but this is a good one. 1, 2, here we go. Oh no! So my hand, when I hit the mouse, I guess it was sliding down and it stopped the music. All right, let's move that. No, bad mouse. Gonna trade you in. Take you back to the adoption center. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. This is great. Thanks, mouse. Appreciate you. 2, 3, 4. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Sabotage by my own mouse. All right. So this is the last chart with this particular pattern. Again, we're doing 3/4 in the feet, double time swung in the right hand. The left hand is changing every 3 notes to a different drum while we read in 4/4. Way better than it was when we first started doing this a couple days ago. A few days ago. Sweet. Does it sound perfect yet? No. Does it sound better? Yeah. Am I mostly playing the ink on the page? Yeah, except for my mouse decides to sabotage the stream. I see how it is, mouse. Okay. All right, so what's the next one? So pattern number 40. Oh, yeah. So now we're actually going back to a swung pattern here. So this one, a lot less involved than the one that we just attempted to go through. So this one is slightly more manageable. So what are we doing here? Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so swung, actual swung pattern in the right hand. While you play quarter note triplets on the snare, just like as ghost notes. So I'll play it louder so you can hear them. The entire time. Anything that's a quarter note or longer is going to be on the bass drum. Anything that's an eighth note will be with the foot on the hi-hat. So the melody is going to actually be between the feet. So like that. While you play dung dung da dung 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 da dung in the right hand, and a quarter note triplet just on infinite loop as ghost notes, so lower the volume, on the snare drum, the snarey drum. That's definitely how you pronounce it, right? Snare is the appropriate way. Just kidding. Okay, so 110 last time. Let's try it again at 110. That sounds lovely. All right, so this time I'll show you how to get to it on the website. So there's thousands of play-alongs on my YouTube channel, and I've organized it as neatly as I can on YouTube into the different headers. But if you go to the first link at the top of every one of these play-alongs, to jaredoleary.com/drum, linked up there, it links you to here. We got the 62 chop exercises, thousands of grid variations, and then the limb independent stuff below that, marching bass, drumline cadences, technique, and then, you know, dozens of hours of drumming tips, etc. We're not worrying about that stuff. We're going to the limb independent section. So I'm playing this at 110. Yeah. So we're going to go to swung charts from 100 to 159. Boop. And we just did what? 21 through 25. Cool. So let's do 26 through 30. Yeah. Inside of here. And for every one of the play-alongs, you go into the timestamps and you can jump to whatever BPM you want. Mouse, stay there. Be a good mouse. Okay. Ostinato. Ding, ding, ding. Quarter note triplets in the left hand on the snare. Ready, and triplet, triplet, triplet. keeps going forever. Thank you for the like on the YouTube vertical. All the eighth notes in the left foot on the hi-hat. Everything longer than an eighth note on the bass drum. 2, ready, and... You could also do this with like brushes. And again, you wouldn't do like a whole chart like this. Maybe you would. I don't know. Maybe it'd just be for like a measure, a fill. But this is how we're practicing, just going through the whole chart. 1, 2, here we go. Play that wrong. So again, keep the cardinal triplets on the snare low. On the E8010, it doesn't really pick up the low notes that great on these mesh heads. But this is just on autopilot. 2, 1, 2, here we go. The cardinal triplet's a little weird because like feeling it lining up with the like left foot in particular is what gets me sometimes. But today I'm doing okay. I might have jinxed it. 2, stay tuned. 1, 2, here we go. Ah! I messed up my right foot. Alright, let's chart. How am I doing? I'm doing great. How are you doing? Just playing through some weird limb independent stuff. We'll do one more after this. 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. This one has an Easter egg in it. knew Susie like I knew Susie, then you would like her too, like her too, like her too. If you knew Susie like I knew Susie, then you would like her too, like her too, like her too. I look like Chester Bennington? Close. I'm actually Saitama. Good guess, good guess. Saitama と言います。はじめまして。よろしくお願いします。Okay. 110. Not bad. So mostly technically proficient going through it. Still didn't graduate from any of them today. Wah, wah. So next time, I think I could do this at 115. So we'll try that. Again, we're keeping track of all the charts that we're not good at yet, and we're focusing on those. We just practiced several of them. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to a chart that I actually can play comfortably, and we'll just kind of like finish off with something that I feel more comfortable with. So like any of these ones up here, or no, actually, you know what? I'm going to do this one. I mentioned it earlier, so I'll do it again. So I kind of mentioned it in passing at the start of the stream. Okay, so this is not in Dom's book, but it's a fun pattern to try out. So it's actually really basic. You only use one hand and one foot. So you're just going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and, but you're playing a V pattern with the right hand. So you're gonna go 1 and 2 and. So it makes a V, kind of. Or I guess from this camera angle, like a lesser than sign? Or greater than? I don't remember. I'm not a mathologist. My doctor's not in mathing. So this is all you're going to do. You could use a Julie Spencer technique, where you turn your wrist over like this. Or you could use like a tenor technique, where you keep your wrist the same position and move your arm. But because I don't need to worry about the consistency of the sound quality, as the only person playing on the drum kit, I'm more comfortable just doing this Julie Spencer approach, where you're just turning the wrist over at this particular speed. So this pattern just continues the entire time while you read. You can fill in whatever you want. You could ghost note. But for this, I'm just going to play it with the right hand. You can make it more complicated, adding in more limbs. 100% up to you. Anyways, I rambled too much. So let's play through this. Boop. I don't know, 120? Sure. So we'll go to my home tab of YouTube, and we'll scroll down to the limb independence section. Again, I try to organize these as neatly as I can, but you know, there's thousands of the exercises in here. So limb independence. Hello again, chopped cheese. Don't get shredded, only get chopped. Straight charts, so we're going to do this at 120? Sure. And we just did 26 through 30, so I'll just go to the next one, so 31 through 35. And again, reading through all of this inside of the foot, the right foot. You have chops? Me too. I've got like 62 chop exercises. Enjoy. Anybody else who does not have chops, we can help you. 2, 1, 2, ready, and. So just the right hand. Playing this V pattern the entire time, reading everything with the foot. What do the holes on the cymbals do? They make them way quieter. So these are low volume cymbals. So if you're in an apartment, it won't annoy people around you. Ready? And... very welcome. Glad I can help. There's a link on my /gear page to them so you can see exactly what they are. I think if you technically click like product or something on YouTube, it also shows like the hardware that I'm using. But they are the Zildjian low volume cymbals, the L80s. And then the heads that I'm using that are quiet are the Silent Stroke heads by Remo. 2, ready, and... That's off a bass drum. I'm cut. So sorry. You can't make a mistake on the internet. It's not allowed. Unsub. Alright, chart 33. And 1, and 2, and 1, 2. Here we go. This is such a chill pattern to play. It just feels like the right hand is on the pilot. I like it. Now there are also some timing permutations, so you can work on like 16th note variations instead of just 8th note on the foot. If you want to do that, check out the 16th note timing playlists that are, again, under the Limb Independence section. And then you can get into... like goofy stuff like that. 2, 1, 2, here we go. Alright, last chart. Again, if you want to make it more complicated, add in the left hand. You can put it on like different parts of the hi-hat as well as the snare drum. Ooh, this one's weird. Yeah, that was fun. I liked it. Cool. All right, so all of these play-alongs, and again, thousands more, you can find them either in the link at the top of each one of these play-alongs, jaredoleary.com/drum, or if you go to the home tab on YouTube, boop, I've got everything organized here. So we've got a bunch of chop exercises, 62 of them in here. So if you do rudimental drumming like I do, then check these out. Gaming stuff, if you're a nerd like I am, there's so many you actually have to click to show all of them. But we'll be playing Alien Isolation here in like 20, 30 minutes or so. We've got over 1,000 grid variations. Again, so many that you actually have to click to expand it. Hey, I appreciate you, Anastasia. But so in here, we've got variations for working on your diddles, triplet and 16 though, as well as your flams, your cheeses, flam fives, flam drags, all sorts of rudiments. Some wacky stuff like Herta grid. So if you want to work on your Hertas, you can do that. There's over 1,000 of them, so, keep you busy for a while. The limb independent stuff, this is what I was just working on. Every single one of these playlists has a video in the playlist. The second one will show you how to develop limb independence. So, for example, if you're working at the very beginning, like some eighth note timing stuff, this video will help you to see what I do to develop limb independence, so that way you can get comfortable with all these different charts. Now, today I didn't completely have myself, but like a week or two ago when I was learning some of these, they were terrible. But they made huge progress because I sit there and I focus on the stuff I'm not good at yet. So check out that video if you want to learn how to develop limb independence. It's totally teachable. I promise, 100%. You can do it. It just takes time, effort. Marching bass stuff, there's almost a few hundred exercises in here to work on your marching bass stuff. We've got a bunch of drumline cadences, computer science stuff, because again, we've already established I'm a nerd. Technique stuff, there's so many videos you have to actually expand here. There's almost 400 of them. But we've got a bunch of different exercises. So some of you in the chat earlier were saying that you're a metal drummer. Well, check out the endurance and speed exercises and try those out with your feet, for example, or even with your hands, just to work on playing faster, like Hertas or something with your feet, or just to work on your blast beats. What do you want? Whatever you want to do, the endurance and speed can help you out with that. Or, focus on other stuff like stick control variations or timing exercises. There's a lot of stuff in here that can help you with your technique. Now, if you're not sure what to practice, how to practice, etc., this drumming tips playlist has over 13 hours of drumming tips in here. The drumming lessons has some scripted lessons on a very specific topic, like how to hold traditional grip or how to hold match grip or whatever. And then this live stream one has all of the prior live streams. So if you want to see me have myself practicing stuff, you can see me slowly progress on things. But in this drumming tips playlist, there's almost 100 videos in here. And the first thing that I talk about is in the title. And then when it says and other drumming tips, that means there's more topics inside of there. So this first one's talking about flam taps, and then I talk about some other stuff. So that if the title doesn't interest you, maybe the timestamps in the description or the chapter headers will interest you. I don't know. If you see a video that says members first, it's coming out for free. I promise. There's 460-ish of them that are all scheduled to release over the next year and a half. Every single day, a brand new play along or an instructional video like this one. This one comes out on Friday. So if you want early access, it's 99 cents. But again, you don't have to pay for my stuff because they're all coming out for free. So just be patient with it, and I promise they'll be there. But again, there's over 2,000 exercises on my home tab that'll keep you busy for quite some time, so you don't have to sign up for it unless you want to and get that early access. I'm going to call it here. I'm going to rearrange this setup, and I'm going to get ready for some Alien Isolation, which is an extra spoopy game that I'm having a lot of fun playing through. So if you want to see the prior streams for that, you can just click on the playlist and you can see them. Or you can join me live here in probably about 20 or so minutes, I think, maybe. Why is it part 7 before part 6? That does not make sense. YouTube, are you feeling sick? Anyways, I'm going to call it here. I appreciate everybody stopping by. If you enjoy this content, just share it with somebody else. It just helps more people find it. My goal is to make all of this supported by AdSense. So, all of these, play-alongs and whatnot. Again, I don't sell a book. I don't sell a course. I don't sell an app. I don't teach privately anymore. I'm just trying to give you free content. So if you enjoy it, share it with somebody else. But you don't even have to do that. Hope you have a good day. Thank you. Goodbye.